Mad Alliance was howling as Joe, aka Mad Joe C. So I actually did not plan to do this type of video at all, but a few days ago I was just thinking, and there was a character I was thinking of, and I was like, wow, after seeing them in Avengers Infinity War, I never realized how underappreciated I feel they are. And so it got me thinking about a lot of other characters that I actually really love and appreciate a lot more after seeing them in Avengers Infinity War. And so I want to do a video talking about all of these different characters that, you know, I appreciate and love more. It's actually a lot, and it's going to be hard to think of all of them. I didn't really write them down or anything. I mean, I don't really script my videos. I just speak what's on my mind. So I guess I'll go through the OG Avengers first, some of the newer characters next, and then Guardians of the Galaxy, just so I kind of have an order. Okay. Well, first out, the OG Avengers. I'd say I appreciate Black Widow more than I did. And some of you are probably like, really? Black Widow? Yes, Black Widow. And I'm going to explain why. Because, yeah, I mean, like, she isn't like, well, I don't know if I was going to say, yeah, she's kind of like a B-list character, but I don't know, because she is an OG Avenger. Well, point is, it isn't like she gets as much credit for stuff as, you know, like Iron Man or Captain America. But after seeing her in Avengers Infinity War, I really appreciate the character a lot more. And this is why, okay? We saw Black Widow take on Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive, and some people are probably like, yeah, well, that shouldn't have even actually happened in the first. Look, okay, look, listen. If you remember correctly, then both of them were caught off guard, especially Corvus Glaive. When Black Widow attacked Corvus Glaive, the reason she was able to take him down, at least I feel, is because he was completely off guard, if you remember correctly. He was not expecting it whatsoever. Black Widow, once she charged in and started on him, she didn't stop until he was down. So she completely took advantage of her surprise attack and completely went ham on him. And yeah, she took down a member of the Black Order, and then she also fought Proxima Midnight at the Battle of Wakanda, and, you know, taking on Outriders. And then when you think about it, it's like, wow, this regular human took on, with, you know, her pistols and her shock gauntlet things, you know, she's taken on Shatari, she's taken on robot soldiers from Age of Ultron, she's taken on Outriders. Well, actually, I don't know if she physically encountered any Outriders. I don't remember her physically encountering any Outriders unless it just didn't show it. I don't know. But either way, you know, she was a boss in Infinity War as well, and she took on members of the Black Order, you know. So after seeing her do all that, and after sitting back and thinking of all the things that she's done in the MCU, all the types of threats that just this regular human has taken on, it really makes me appreciate her a lot more than I did before. Who else out of the OG Avengers? Cap. Okay, now I've always appreciated Cap. I've always loved Cap. But when this video is for people, even if it's people I already really loved and appreciated, Infinity War, some of these characters made me love and appreciate them just even more than I already did. And Cap is one of those people who I already loved a lot, I already appreciated a lot, but seeing him in Infinity War really made me appreciate him just that much more. And on specific scenes I'm talking about is with General Ross. You know, Cap was like, well, look, this is a universe-ending threat, okay? And you just lost Iron Man, your greatest defender, okay? So I'm not here to negotiate accords or anything, and I'm not even asking for your permission. I'm way past that, you know, like, these are serious stakes, okay? We don't have time to deal with these accords. This is a universe scale ending threat, okay? You know, so the fact that he, like, and the thing is, I was actually Team Iron Man in Civil War. That's a whole another topic, whole another video. But yeah, you know, he was pushing the accords aside because this was a very serious threat, and the world needed the defenders, even though in the end they lost. Yes, spoilers, the movie's been, you should have seen the movie by now, okay? Then in Civil War, you know, Cap and Vision were on opposing sides, but then when you know, when the time came that Vision needed help, Cap, Falcon, and Nat, you know, they came to help Vision, even though Vision and Cap were on opposing sides in Civil War. When it counts, Cap is still there for people. He really is still there for people. Like he told Tony, if you need me, just give me a call and I'll be here. So that scene, and then the scene when Cap, you know, Thanos is grabbing him and Cap freaking like reach for the gauntlet. Even though Cap has the super soldier serum, it's just the will that Cap had. That was one of the moments that really made me appreciate Captain America, is just the fact that Cap, he doesn't know what this gauntlet is. He doesn't know too much about these stones. He doesn't know much about Thanos. This was his first time seeing Thanos. It's this giant, like, 8-foot tall dude. Steve is just this human, you know, with just some enhanced strength. And he freaking charges anyway. He freaking goes at Thanos. He doesn't know what he's going to do. He doesn't know how he's going to stop him. He just knows that he has to. And even though, you know, he had his butt handed to him by that blow from Thanos, he still gave it his all. And that is something that I really can respect. Something I really love about Cap. And something that really makes me appreciate him even more than I already did. And I already appreciated him a lot. There was one particular scene that really made me appreciate Bruce Banner more than I already have. And notice I said Bruce Banner and not Hulk. And no, I'm not excluding Hulk because of what happened at the beginning of the movie. I've already made a whole video on that, so you guys should know how. And you guys should know how and what I feel of that scene. Okay, so no, that's not why I'm excluding Hulk. I'm mentioning Banner because it was during the Battle of Wakanda when you know, Hulk wouldn't come out. He wouldn't help Banner, and then Banner was like, "Fine, if you're not going to come out, I just got to do this on my own." Then, you know, he freaking took out Cole Obsidian with the Hulk Buster. You know, so due to that one moment, Banner, he can't rely on the Hulk at this moment, and he's facing freaking Cole Obsidian. So the fact that he just took it upon himself and took him out himself, that's something that made me appreciate Bruce Banner more than I already did. Just the fact that, you know, this one time he didn't rely on the Hulk to do the work for him. He actually stepped up and did it for himself. Scarlet Witch, and yeah, she is Avenger. Scarlet Witch, Falcon, and Rhodey are all Avengers as of the very end scene of Age of Ultron. They're now Avengers because, you know, Cap called them Avengers, so it's not as acknowledged as the original OG 6 Avengers, but yes, those 3 are now Avengers. Well, actually they're only War Machine is, because Scarlet Witch and Falcon, you know, after Civil War, so actually they're not Avengers anymore. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean, okay? But yeah, Scarlet Witch, oh my god. Okay, so I'm not even gonna lie. It isn't like I am the hugest fan of Scarlet Witch, okay? I'm not even gonna lie. And that's for a wide variety of people. But also at the same time, Scarlet Witch has a huge fandom, okay? Like, online, Scarlet Witch has a huge fandom of people who freaking love the crap out of her, right? But outside of that, she doesn't get as much appreciation and as much recognition in the MCU. But after seeing her in Infinity War, I appreciate her a lot more than I did before. And I've recognized her a lot more than I did before, because the way that we saw her powers evolve, like, I mean, we saw her kind of fly in Civil War when they were charging at each other in the airport battle, but then in London, or was it Scotland, in Infinity War, and they were taking on Corvus Glaive in Proxima Midnight, you know, when you saw Scarlet Witch grab Vision, you know, you saw how her powers evolved, and now, like, she could pretty much fly places. And then in the Battle of Wakanda, when she finally got on the battlefield and stopped those giant rolly spiky things, you know, she like lifted them up and freaking like threw them. And I think it was a group of Outriders, you know, she just freaking decimated all of them. But this is the moment that really made me recognize Scarlet Witch and her powers. And I was like you should have seen my face in the cinema when Wanda did this. And I didn't think she would be able to do it. I'm not even gonna lie. When she destroyed the Mind Stone, you should have seen me. I was like, I looked to my brother, I was like, dude, Scarlet Witch just destroyed an Infinity Stone. She is powerful as hell. Like, she just, look, okay, and at first I was like, all ran up on hype, and I was like, oh my gosh, she did that. But then, when I, you know, could relax, I was like, well, okay, yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, because, she, you know, she's very personally connected to the Mind Stone. That's how she got her powers, so her and the Mind Stone pretty much share the same energy, I guess, the same type of power. So that same amount of power being used upon something, you know, with the same amount of energy and power, I guess I could see it being able to break. But then I just feel at the same time, I kind of felt that, you know, it shouldn't have happened, because the Infinity Stones aren't supposed to be destroyed, okay? They're not supposed to be destroyed. But then, like I said, you know, she pretty much had the same power, and she used that on the Mind Stone, so I give that a pass. And since the MCU changes up things anyway, I give it a pass. But still, it was a crazy, like, the fact that she destroyed an Infinity Stone should show how powerful she is, okay? They're not supposed to be destroyed. They're not supposed to be able to be destroyed. So the fact that she destroyed it, that right there should tell you how powerful Scarlet Witch is. And apparently from people who really know her strength, people are saying even that was nothing compared to what she could do in the comics. So that has me wondering just how powerful she actually is. But still, that will always be an epic moment for me. That was one of the best moments in the film for me, is seeing someone being able to destroy an Infinity Stone. Like I said, I was like, oh my God, she actually did that. Like, it was a crazy hype moment for me. And after that, you know, and her sacrificing Vision, you know, for the fate of the universe, even though she was very, very hesitant to do it at first, which I understand why. Okay, I can completely see where she's coming from. You know, I wouldn't want to destroy someone or anyone that I love. You know, but it's for the fate of the universe. So at the end of the day, she was like, "Okay, let's do this," and that's where the respect comes in and the appreciation. You know, I appreciate and respect her and recognize her a lot more than I did, and I like her a lot more than I already did. War Machine. So it's pretty much actually just one scene. Even though it's just one scene and it was just like some small dialogue, it still made me appreciate and respect James Rhodes a little bit more than I already did. I already liked him, but seeing James Rhodes, you know, seeing him push the Accords aside because he was like, Ross was like, arrest them. He was like, okay, but he just freaking swiped Ross away because Rhodes knew that this is no time for some Accords. Like I said, this is a world, this is a universe-ending threat. So we need to push that aside, and we need to band together anyone and everyone possible. We need all of our A-list people ready for this battle. So seeing Rhodes step up like that and push the Accords aside for the, you know, in the bigger vision of seeing that the universe is at stake, it makes me respect and appreciate him a little bit more than I already did. Okay, I have already really loved Doctor Strange, and I've already really appreciated him and recognized him and respected him. But some parts in Infinity War really made me love and respect and appreciate him just a lot more. And I'm talking about a lot of it is his conversations between Tony Stark, where you saw how Doctor Strange has evolved from it, and I'm talking about like his personality, how you saw how he's evolved from Doctor Strange to Infinity War. Like in Doctor Strange, he was pretty much, personality-wise, he pretty much had the same personality as Tony Stark, you know, sarcastic, arrogant, you know, and some people are saying that that hasn't gone away. Well, look, listen, okay, yes it has. Okay, look, listen. So, like I said, in Doctor Strange, he was pretty much just like Tony Stark. Some of his traits hasn't gone away. Like in Infinity War, we saw that Doctor Strange, you know, he's still very sarcastic, you know, he throws around his sarcastic lines and quips, you know. So that hasn't gone away. What's gone away is his arrogance, okay? Tony Stark, yes, and he's evolved as well. You know, his character's evolved as well, but he still has that arrogance, you know? He still has that arrogance, that boastfulness about himself. That's gone away with Stephen Strange. His arrogance and his boastfulness, if that's even a word, that's gone away. He doesn't have any of that anymore, but he still has that sarcasm, which still pretty much evenly, you know, almost evenly matches him on personality level with Tony Stark. And because of that, you know, since they're still almost evenly matched, some people kind of forget the fact that no, Doctor Strange doesn't have that arrogance anymore. He doesn't have that boastfulness anymore. You know, that's gone. And I've talked about this in I think I talked about in my MADTalk video of why Doctor Strange, you know, spared Tony's life and gave Thanos the Time Stone. But this is another thing that really made me appreciate and respect him more, is that he told Tony, if it comes to saving you or the kid or the stone, I'm not going to hesitate, and because I swore to protect this stone with my life. So like he swore to protect the stone with his life, but then he spares it for Tony's life and for, you know, because he saw the future and he knows what's going to happen. So he knows that for the fate of the universe and for them to win this one time, that he had to give Thanos the one thing that he swore to protect with his life. And so that's something that I can really respect and something that I can really appreciate. And so yeah, just a lot of Doctor Strange, a lot of his scenes made me appreciate him and respect him more than I already have. As for the Guardians, I don't know if I have any, because it isn't like any of the Guardians that I saw did anything specifically that really made me, you know, appreciate them more or love them more or respect them more. Maybe some small things with Gamora and Nebula, but not anything too large to where I have a lot to say about that one character, things that they did. I'm sure I'll be able to say some stuff about Nebula that she will have done in Avengers 4 that'll make me respect her and notice her and appreciate her a lot more. But the one Guardian I do want to talk about is Rocket, and this is actually the reason that I did this video, because I was thinking a few days ago, and I was thinking about Rocket Raccoon, and I was like, I feel his character is very underappreciated. I feel he is very underappreciated, and I feel that the CGI on the character is very undernoticed, because if you think about it, in all of the scenes in all the movies with Rocket Raccoon in it, the CGI looks 100% perfect. Like, that's when I could say that 100% perfect CGI. Every scene, it always looks like he's there and that it is a real talking, walking raccoon. It really looks like it all the time, from his, how fluid his movements are, to the strands on his hair, to his facial expressions. Everything about Rocket just looks so real and there, and it isn't like I ever hear people talking about how I never hear people talking about his CGI being bad, but then at the same time, I never hear anyone talking about it being good. When I think Rocket Raccoon, personally, I think he is one of the best CGI characters that I've ever seen in any live action media, and definitely one of the best CGI characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And things he did that made me because yes, I've recognized Rocket Raccoon, but in Infinity War, I recognized him a lot more, I loved him a lot more, and I appreciated him a lot more. And I think what did it was how big his involvement was with Thor, in this film. Seeing him interact with Thor, seeing him help Thor with Stormbreaker, how when Thor was blasted away from the forge, Rocket helped catch him, and he was like, dude, Thor, you gotta get up. It looks like you're dying. You need to get up. And then, seeing him in Wakanda, interacting with Bucky, seeing him when Groot died, Rocket, his huge involvement and how much he was in this film made me recognize him a lot more, made me love the character a lot more. I love the character Rocket Raccoon so much now, and he's now my favorite Guardian of the Galaxy instead of Star-Lord. And no, it's not because of what Star-Lord did that he's not my favorite Guardian anymore. I literally just explained why it's Rocket that's my favorite Guardian now. Even though Loki was barely in the film, all the time that he had on screen just made me love the character and appreciate the character a lot more than I already have. And I really started, it was in Avengers when I really started loving and, noticing the character. But in Infinity War, seeing his conversations with Thanos made me love and appreciate him more, because it showed how much Loki has evolved as a character from a villain to kind of just an anti-hero, or pretty much just the god of mischief. I wouldn't necessarily call him a full-fledged hero, but I wouldn't call him a villain either. I'd more just simply call him just the god of mischief. He just does mischievous things, but it isn't like he's a villain anymore. It isn't like he has any villainous intentions anymore. And then, seeing him talking to Thanos, you could tell that Loki is okay, I know I wanted to be a king, I want to be king of Asgard or king of Earth, but what Thanos wants, this is crazy. This isn't even something I would do. So it just showed, I think I've talked about this before, but it just shows that at the end of the day, Loki knows something that is just crazy not right, and something that he wouldn't even do. So you know, saw him try to kill Thanos when he pulled out his knife. Saw him try to kill Thanos because he was like, okay, this guy has to go because he has some crazy, crazy intentions that not, like, I wouldn't even want half of the universe wiped out. Like, that's what I imagine Loki's thoughts was, you know. So, yes, he's had villainous intentions in the past, but compared to Thanos' intentions, which aren't necessarily villainous intentions, it's just the way that he's going about it, you know. This isn't even something that Loki would do, and he knows that, like, he can't let this happen. I think we can all agree that we all love and respect and noticed and appreciated Thor a lot more in Avengers Infinity War. After Infinity War, we now love and respect and appreciate and notice Thor a lot more than we already did. Now, me, I've already loved Thor, okay? I've already respected Thor. I've already appreciated Thor. I've really enjoyed seeing Thor in the MCU. I enjoyed both Thor films. I enjoyed the first film better than the second. But, you know, I've enjoyed seeing Thor in the MCU and how he's evolved, especially being around the Avengers and being on Earth, how, you know, his personality has evolved to what it is now, and seeing his powers evolve throughout the films, or really throughout Ragnarok and Infinity War. And I know a lot of you are probably wanting me to mention stuff like Stormbreaker and his godlike powers. I'm actually gonna either do a separate video just for that, or either I'll do it in my discussion for the entire Battle of Wakanda that I plan to do. I'll probably do it in that video. But what I will say in this video that made me respect and appreciate him more is, you know, just his determination and will that he had to stop Thanos. You know, he was saying, I've lived for over 1,500 years and I've killed, you know, lots and lots of people. And Thanos, he's just another person that I have to kill, and I'm still alive right now because of fate. So, you know, fate wants me and needs me to help stop Thanos. And so, it's just that will and determination that he had to make Stormbreaker, you know, as he called it, the Thanos killing weapon, which it actually would have done if maybe he aimed for the head. But yeah, you know, just his will and his determination to make this weapon so that he could channel his powers to be able to take on Thanos. That really made me love the character, really made me notice the character, really made me respect the character, and really made me appreciate the character a lot more than I already have. I've saved the best for last, at least my favorite anyway. Iron Man. Iron Man, he's my favorite Marvel superhero, always has been, and I didn't think my love, my respect, my appreciation could be topped, because it was already at the max. Now, after Infinity War, all that has broken past the max, okay? Seeing Tony's, like, it was amazing. It was amazing. The back and forth between Thanos and Tony, and, you know, seeing, like I said, that will that Thor had, Tony Stark, you know, he had, like, Thanos has been in Tony's head for like 6 years now. Tony just didn't know it was Thanos, but he knew there was this bigger threat out there. And so he had this huge will. He even told Strange, he was like, maybe we shouldn't go back home. Maybe we should, like, let this thing pilot us to wherever it's going so that we could take on Thanos head on, wherever he's going to be at, you know. So seeing that will, and then the actual Iron Man versus Thanos fight, just seeing Tony give it his all. He freaking dropped a building on Thanos. He was using blades. He freaking blocked a blast from the Power Stone. he made Thanos bleed, and then, you know, he got stabbed with his own blade, and he's just a guy in a tin can pretty much, but he still gave it his all. He knew the universe was at stake, and he gave it his all. He did all that he could do, and he wasn't going to stop, because he wanted to stop this threat, this universe-ending threat, and he gave it his all, and it just made me love and appreciate and respect the character so much more than I already have. And speaking of Tony and Thanos, that actually makes me realize I need to mention this character as well. Thanos himself. Yes, this film pretty much made all of us love and respect and notice and appreciate Thanos a lot more than we already did. And yes, it did make me, you know, do those things for me, respect and appreciate him and stuff. One, we haven't seen much of him, and also just the things that he did in Infinity War. Do I agree with mass genocide? No. Okay, I don't agree with that, but you can, at points in the film, you see where Thanos is coming from, and at some points, you can kind of agree with them, and you can emphasize with them on certain things that happen, you know. And I can respect Thanos for, there was one particular thing he said to Gamora, I think. He had said, I can't remember exactly how it went, but basically what he was saying is to wipe out half of life on the universe. Not many people would have the will to do that, but I'm one person. I have the will to do that. You know, that's one thing I can really respect, and that's one thing I noticed is Thanos's drive, his will to get done what he wanted to get done, and in the end, he got done he accomplished what he wanted to get done. So that drive and that will, that's something I noticed, and, you know, something I could respect. And another thing is that Thanos, you know, he really has respect for people. Like, Tony Stark earned Thanos' respect, you know, and there's a few certain things that Thanos did that really made me appreciate him and respect him more. Like, he didn't kill Star-Lord when he could have easily killed Star-Lord, but he saw that Star-Lord was actually going to kill Gamora, you know? He saw he was actually going to do that, so he actually had the strength to do that. He was like, wow, I like you. You actually had the guts to, you were really about to do that. I respect you, you know? So he had freaking let him go. He didn't just kill him. And then also when he turned, like, a lot of the times Thanos could have killed people. Like, one scene that sticks out is when Thanos arrived in Wakanda. He was trying to get the Mind Stone. All those people that he just tossed aside, he could have killed them with the stones. He didn't kill them. Why didn't he kill them? That wasn't his goal. He wasn't trying. He wasn't trying to kill if he didn't have to. All he wanted to do was wipe out half of the universe. You know, half the population of the entire universe. He didn't want to do any unnecessary killing. So he could have killed Star-Lord and Drax and Mantis when he turned Mantis into like string and Drax into like blocks. He didn't kill them. He just, you know, stopped them from stopping him, you know. And the same thing in Wakanda. He didn't kill those people because he wasn't trying to kill if he didn't have to, you know. So that's something that I can really appreciate and respect as well. It's just that alone, that like he doesn't want to do any he's not that. That's just shows how much of a different type of villain he is. He doesn't want to do any unnecessary killing, you know. I don't know if I've ever known anyone to have more of a drive than Thanos, but I really loved that will and that drive. I loved the respect that he had for certain characters like Tony, and then Star-Lord, like I said, he could have killed him, but he saw that he had the guts to kill Gamora, and that was something that he could appreciate and respect, and I respected that. And also how he didn't just want to kill random people, you know, he didn't want to do unnecessary killing. He just had one goal of wiping out half the universe, and he was only going to kill if it was absolutely necessary. So it wasn't necessary to kill those people that he just tossed aside in Wakanda. All he did was just toss them aside. I know this video was long, but I did have quite a huge list of people who did either major or maybe minor things, just things that really stood out to me and that made me respect and appreciate and love these characters a lot more than I already have. And let me know any specific characters in this film that after you saw something they did or something that they said that made you love and respect and appreciate them a lot more and notice them a lot more than you already have, okay? And leave any requests down below for any future MADTalk Infinity War videos, or just any type of you know, Phase 4 stuff or Avengers 4 stuff, theories, predictions, whatever. Leave the requests down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, let me know If you enjoyed this video, let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, let me know what you thought. All my links for all my social medias down below in the description box. Smash the like button. Share this video with anyone you feel would enjoy. If you are new around here and you like what you see, tap the subscribe button and ding on the notification bell to join the MAD Alliance on our journey to 100,000 subscribers. My name's Joe, aka Mad Joe C. I hope you all have a marvelous day. Mad out. Mad. Strong. Together.